Hello. Okay. Looks like we're here everywhere. Good morning. Today's practice has to be all business because I have a doctor's appointment. I doctor, and so does Albert. So we've got to get out the door. So I'm going to just go right into it without any kind of chit chat. The heart's perfect wisdom. Uttering the sound of the three states of existence, I enter mystic union with the oneness of the entire cosmos. In the three worlds, in the three times, my breath binds the sound. Purifying the body, speech, and mind. I take refuge and invoke the awakened mind of the goddess who knows all and hears all suffering. The blessed Bodhisattva Aryatara, from the deep practices of the heart's perfect wisdom, understanding that the five elements of consciousness were always empty, instructing her student Shariputra, she says, "In this world of forms, Shariputra, all phenomena are empty. Form is emptiness, and emptiness is form. Form is not separate from emptiness, and emptiness is not different from form. Always, emptiness is the same as phenomena. Potential or actual form and emptiness never separate. So it is for feelings, conceptions, perceptions, and consciousness. All phenomena, Shariputra, have the characteristics of emptiness. They neither die nor take their birth into existence. Neither are improper nor shining with purity. Neither are complete nor deficient in any way wanting. So Shariputra, in that emptiness, there is no form, no feeling, conception, perception, nor consciousness. There is no seeing, no sound, no smell, no taste, no touch, nor thought. Neither are there solid forms, sound, fragrance, sensation, nor conceptual phenomena. No circle of sight, nor is there a sphere of consciousness. There is no ignorance, nor there is no knowledge, nor ignorance. Neither does ignorance get vanquished, nor knowledge voided. No long road into aging and death, and no liberation from it. No causes of suffering nor samsara, no stopping on the journey of joy and suffering. There is no clinging to thoughts nor grasping. There is no attainment of anything, as there's nothing to attain. With blissful practicing of the heart's perfect wisdom, obstructions of mind move clear, and the labyrinthine maze of thought impressions and delusions of duality are liberated. In this way, the blessed Bodhisattva Aryatara enters enlightened transcendence. In the three worlds, all on the Bodhisattva path may practice the heart's perfect wisdom, and in applying it every moment, find the nature of mind and enter enlightenment. So understand and see the mantra of the heart's perfect wisdom as the strongest of sorceries, as the most powerful saying of mystical and sacred speech. It is the mantra which smooths over all things, which disperses lies into its light of truth. This mantra liberates all, and it is said like this: Gate, gate, poragate, porasamgate, buddhi soha. Gone, gone, crossed over and gone, completely gone beyond to the far shore, awakened, and all is good. This ends the heart's perfect wisdom. And this also ends our month of Prajnaparamita, because on Monday, when we start practice, we will be with Guanyin. We'll be into February, which is her month in the temple. And actually, I have something special planned. There are these divinatory poems of Guanyin, and that's what we're going to do for our practices of February. So I'm excited to share those with you. So our card for today, we had such a powerful card yesterday with Lalita Tripura Sundari. What an amazing, amazing card, and wonderful message that related so well to our full moon in honor of Prajnaparamita last night. The play of phenomena. And so this will be our last card from the Buddha Wisdom Shakti Power Oracle for this year. So let's make it a good one. I'm having a hard time choosing. No pressure. Vajra Varahi's Creation Fusion Mandala. Bliss swirls of delight. Focus on beauty. Manifest harmony. We opened the month with Vajra Varahi, who is the Sambhogakaya form of Yeshitsogyo. So we entered the month with Yeshitsogyo. We're closing the month with Yeshitsogyo. And every day of the month has been Yeshitsogyo. Prajnaparamita is the higher level, the kind of Samantabhadri, higher level of Yeshitsogyo. Card number 40. Bliss swirls of delight in Vajra Varahi's Creation Fusion Mandala. Vajra Varahi symbolizes the energy of life itself, chi or ki, prana or kundalini. These are the names of the vital life force energy. We also might hear it as himori or lungta, wind horse. The symbol that we know as the swastika was originally in Sanskrit used to symbolize this vital energy much earlier than when it was adopted by a dictator and army bent on destruction. Hitler's version was drawn in reverse. Perhaps subconsciously there was a wish for death in many levels of that regime. Vajra Varahi's body posture has arms and legs bent to mimic that spiraling swastika form. This depicts the energy flow in a clockwise direction as it brings life to the human subtle energy body, up the right side and down the left, swirling in the circle. And this is common, by the way, this circuit of energy up the right side of the body and down the left is common to many different traditions, Buddhist, shamanic, Ayurvedic, many different physical body traditions follow this mandala pattern of energy circulation. Vajra Varahi is the outer form of the secret inner form of Kali or Tromanatmo. She is one of the main deities of the Chit pacification of suffering practice, which is itself older than any currently living religion. The practice was adopted by the Buddhists, and so her practice is still alive today after thousands of years. This mandala is another geometric representation of Vajra Varahi's energetic state. In general, mandalas are about the harmony of energy as it swirls around a central point representing the god or goddess who manifests it. You can see them in any culture. They're universally popular expressions of the wish to draw and create beauty. Here in this mandala, the downward triangle is the female energy intersecting with the upward male energy triangle. 4 bliss swirls represent the creation and fusion that comes from male and female union. Vajra Varahi is all about life and regeneration. She helps practitioners connect to the wish to grow and to help others grow during difficult spiritual eras. And then it goes on to show, to discuss the 5 Dakinis within that mandala. And we've encountered some of those Dakinis, the Padma Dakini, the Mani Dakini, the various different Dakinis represented by different colors, different elemental harmonies. But I think that, this card is really a perfect summary of the practice that we've done this whole month. It brings it all together. It brings together all the swirling elements, the dynamics of wisdom and method, suggested by the notation of male and female. It brings together a lot of teachings in one about the life force energy that creates, nourishes, and powers absolutely everything. And that this creative force of moving dynamic energy is what we know of as God or goddess. It isn't so much a being as a state of being. And any of us can inhabit that state of being when we are in the process of manifesting our gifts, talents, and growth for the benefit of all beings. So that's our short bit for today. I hope that was helpful to you. I've really enjoyed working with this deck, and I have a lot of gratitude for Laura Shanti for making it a beautiful, beautiful deck with classical and yet modern art. And now let's dive into our practice because I gotta go get my eyes checked. So 3 prostrations before the shrine. Let's take refuge. Namo Guru Be. I take refuge in the inner teacher. Namo Buddhaye. I take refuge in the great mother of compassion. Namo Dharmaye. I take refuge in the wisdom of the ages. Namo Sanghaye. I take refuge in the community of practitioners. And let's set our intention, a person, place, situation, or circumstance that will benefit from today's practice. And we're holding today Hern Yu, who is coping with the last vestiges of an extended health problem. May this health problem be swiftly and completely resolved and in the best possible way for her body. And for anyone else who, amidst this pandemic, is struggling with complicated health issues made even more difficult by limited access to medical care. And let's recite the Four Immeasurables. May I be a source of loving kindness in this world and all worlds, bringing a generous heart to all my thoughts and doings. May I be a vehicle of compassion in this world and all worlds, ever mindful and aware of the tremendous suffering of others. May I be a brimming vessel of joy in this world and all worlds, delighting in the happiness of others as their suffering is alleviated. May I be a balance point of equanimity in this world and all worlds, seeing all as equals and all as deserving of goodness. I light this candle as a symbol of the enlightening Dharma way. May it shine brightly for the benefit of all beings. I light this incense as an offering for Guanxi Yin, she who hears the cries of the world, mother of all. Reverently, I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind, and present clouds of every type of offering, actual and virtual. I confess all my destructive actions accumulated since beginningless time, and rejoice in the meditation of all holy and ordinary beings. Please, Guanyin, remain until the end of samsaric existence, and turn the wheel of Dharma for sentient beings. I dedicate my own merits and those of others to the great enlightenment. And now 108 recitations of Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa as we call upon that wisdom essence, that swirling life force that powers each of us, and call upon the wisdom to know how to dedicate that life force for the benefit of all beings. Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Quan Shi Yin Pusa. 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 Wherever there is space, 5 elements pervade. Wherever the 5 elements, the homes of living beings. Wherever living beings, karma and defilements. Wherever is defilement, my compassion also. Wherever is the need of beings, there I am to help them. To the hungry I was heaps of food and all good things, and thus I brought them joy. To the cold and freezing I was fire and sun warmth, thus their joy. To the poor and needy I was wealth and riches, thus their joy. To the naked I was every kind of raiment, thus their joy. To the childless I was sons and daughters, thus their joy. To those who sought a lover I was a loving and attractive consort, and thus their joy. To those who wanted magic powers I gave prowess in the 8 great cities, and thus I brought them joy. To the sick I was their remedy, and thus their joy. To the anguish I was all their mind desired, and thus I was their joy. To those hard-pressed by the punishments of despots, I was the loving friend to lead them to the land of peace, and I was thus their joy. To those in fear of wild beasts, I was a haven, thus their joy. To those who fell into the depths, I was their drawing out, and thus their joy. To those tormented in the fires, I was a quenching stream, and thus their joy. To those in prey of any of the elements, I was their medicine, and thus their joy. For those who could not see, I was their eyes and brought them joy. And for those who could not walk, I was feet, and thus their joy. I was a tongue for those who could not speak, and thus I brought them joy. To those in fear of death, I granted immortality, and thus I was their joy. I led the dying on the path of transference and brought them joy. To those who wandered in the bardo state, I was their spirit guide, bringing them to joy. I cooled the burning heat and warmed the cold of those lost in the realms of hell. Howsoever they were tortured, I changed myself to shield them, being thus their joy. Those who lingered in the land of hungry ghosts, I was their food and drink, and thus their joy. I was freedom from oppression and servitude for those caught in the wordless state of beasts, and thus I brought them joy. Those beings born in places of war, I protected them from strife and brought them joy. I was a truce from endless conflict for the demigods, and was thus their joy. The jealous gods I guarded from their bitter fall, and I was thus their joy. I shielded all from everything that tortured them, and was their every joy. The words of Yeshe Tsogyal. 108 recitations of Om Mani Padme Hum, sending out all of that swirling energy, life force, because it comes to us and through us into the world, so that all beings may benefit. I'm going to go quickly. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 And let's give thanks for our teachers. May all of my blessed teachers enjoy long, happy, healthy, productive lives and great support for their good works. May all beings benefit from their wisdom. May they enjoy a swift and happy rebirth. And long life prayer for Lama Dechen Yeshe Wangmo. Om Swasti. Through the powerful blessings of the immortal Pema Jungye and his consort, may the three secret qualities of the Dakini of supreme bliss, Yeshe Wangmo, be utterly stable, and may the light of her activities shine on the lotus groves of the teachings and of beings, so that they blossom in radiant splendor. And let's dedicate the merit. May the merit of this practice and all of my activities be of endless benefit to all beings in all realms, beginningless and continuous. May all obstacles be overcome and suffering cease at the sound of liberation. May all beings be free from suffering and its causes. May all beings have happiness and its causes. May we carry the essence of Guanyin in our hearts. Namo Guanyin Pusa. And we close with a bow to Guanyin. Bow to one another. And bow to the inner teacher. And I'm sorry I had to rush today, but I know you understand. Gotta go get my eyes checked. And please do post your counts. And I will be back on Monday. We're resuming Tara practice in February. It just turned out that January I had to take it off. But I will be back on Monday. Have a great weekend, everyone. Be safe. Stay healthy. Bye.